Good morning, Richard Eckley here. Happy Tuesday morning to you. It's like not a bad day here in Swansea today. It's good news. So we're on a Tuesday. We're on a Wealth Tuesday on your 4 keys to a healthier, happier you. And doing a bit of research the other day, and it was saying on Wealth Tuesday we basically have two different sort of lists, if you like, that we actually tend to use every day. And which one to use the most is the one that actually will decide really what wealth will develop in the future. One list is the urgent list, and the other list is the important list. And quite often what happens is we sort of go through our day-to-day lives and we're doing everything on the urgent list. It's things we've got to do now straight away. We think, oh my God, I've got to do this, got to do this, got to get it done, get it sorted, whatever the list is. And quite often then we miss the important list of the things that we should be doing. So if we want to sort of create wealth for the future, it's doing things we need to develop an email list, create more customers, do product research. And there's all these different areas. If we're developing a business ourselves, that's the sort of areas we need to be doing. But quite often we're sort of like chasing the urgent list and we're not actually taking the time to get the important lists done. And I said before, quite often what happens is down the road, the important list then becomes the urgent list and we're struggling. So if we can sort of do the important list first of all, and there's really only ever sort of like 5 or 6 things really on a daily basis on an important list that we need to do. So there was a great story the other day was saying this bloke back in the 1940s, I think it was. He was what's it called now? Like not a quantity surveyor sort of thing. And he went into the company and was saying, right, I can help you be more productive by about 50%. And the CEO there said, well, I can't see how can you do that? And he said, well, look, give me 10 minutes of your time and I'll go through it. So he went with him, sat down. He said, right, what are the 6 most important things you have to do in your business tomorrow? He said, just take the paper and write down the 6 most important things on your list. So the CEO said, well, yeah, okay. It took about 20 minutes and he wrote down these 6 things. He said, right, when you come in tomorrow, prioritise them then 1 to 6. Which is the most important thing you have to get done tomorrow? What's the important one? He said, all right, yeah, I have to work that down. And he said, right, then start off with your list tomorrow and just go through number 1 and work on that list on number 1 until that is done. And then move on to number 2 and number 3. Because he said, if the way you've been doing it before up till now is all 6 and you're trying to do bits here, bits there, you never really get anything much achieved because you never actually complete anything on the important list. You're sort of trying to just juggle everything around. But if you break them down, so you do the important thing first of all, then move on to the next one. Because he said if you can't do it this way actually with a system where you're working through an important list one step at a time, there's no other way you can do it any better because you'll just do bits and pieces here and you never actually complete anything. So he said, what's the best way he said is just actually write your list, put the the most important one, top of your list, and work on that one, and then work on the next one, and then work your way through these lists. And if you can't do it on that day, that's fine. Number 2 then goes to the top of your list the next day, and then you add on just slowly. So there's only ever 6 on this list. You don't want to give millions of things on that list because that's just too overpowering. So just 6 things you need to do. Number 1, which is the most priority, that's the important one, and that's the list you work through and do it. And apparently, yes, the bloke said, look, just see how it goes, carry on, and just, show it to your management team as well and see what happens there. And apparently within sort of 6-7 months, the business had been taken over. It's been doing really well. And they sent this bloke a massive check for saying thank you so much. The most productive idea he's had. He's actually got a way of now systemizing everything, and he's working through the important list. And apparently that became one of the biggest steel countries in America, steel businesses in America. But it's through just doing that, just breaking down simple ideas, but finding the important list, get rid of the urgent list, because we're always rushing around trying to fit so much in and we never really organise ourselves. So if we can organise ourselves to the important list, the things we need to do, the important things are quite often said more important than the urgent list, which is why they're important. So you do number 1 first, and then you do your list of 6, and do that. Make sure you do number 1 and prioritise them. So you do number 1, then number 2, then 3, 4, 5, and 6. And then when you get done what you can do, spend the time to actually get done. Never mind the urgent stuff. We need to try and sort of control ourselves. And if we do this early enough, if we start to plan things now, the urgent stuff isn't so bad because we've planned it. Because what happens is we don't do the important stuff, and then say a week or 2 weeks down the road, think, blink a neck, I haven't done that, and that's instantly gone from important to urgent, and we're sort of chasing it. Well, if we did it now, we've done that important bit, so then in a week or 2 weeks' time, you have much more of a control system. You're not running around a bit like a headless chicken, if you like, trying to just fill up all these things and do everything in one go. You've got a system, you've organised it, you're planning it. There's a great saying, either plan your work and work your plan. And that's so important with an important list, is just doing it step by step, and that makes such a huge difference. You have control again then, because with an urgent list, it's always just sort of like putting out fires everywhere. You're chasing around trying to do everything, but you can never really see an end to it, because it always just gets to stress in such a stressful way. Well, using the important list system, you've got control, you're working it through it, you're systemised, you're working through it, and you've got control of it. Urgent stuff's going to pop up now and again, that will happen. But if you can take control of it and do the important list first of all, you're then controlling it. You can then put up the fires as they come along as you need to, but you still have more control, and the important list actually gives you more of a controlled system. You can see down the line which you need to do on a daily basis to get through and work your way through. So yeah, I thought it was quite good. So that's my little thought today on Wealth Tuesday. Do you use the important list or the urgent list? Hopefully the important list, and that will give you just a more of a controlled area to work way through it towards a better, wealthier life. Happy days. Have you got good somebody from this? My name is Richard Eckley. Have a good one. All the best.